Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambeau channel. A popular XRP chart analyst says that XRP is oversold, which is typically a really good sign, and notes that, as it pertains to XRP, the, quote, corrective structure is completed, end quote, referencing, of course, the recent downward price action, and he thinks that it's time to go up and away. I'll also share with you perspective from an analyst in terms of what's happening with Bitcoin, because there's a possibility, says this particular analyst, that we're going to be seeing a new all-time high for Bitcoin before the halving. Now, mind you, the halving is going to occur in April of this year, and we don't know the date for sure, but I think it's going to be somewhere around April 20th. And then I also want to cover this. You guys may have heard of this by now because the news broke a couple days ago, but I haven't had a chance to talk about it, so I'm going to cover this at the end of the video. But there's going to be an XRP documentary which is going to air on Netflix. So this is a big deal. It's called XRP Unleashed. John Deaton's in it, along with a bunch of other people, including some names that you're probably familiar with. But before going further, I do want to be clear, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. As I record this video, XRP is just a little shy of 51 cents. Bitcoin's at 42,770 bucks. Got the crypto fear and greed index at 60 out of 100, so despite the, well, some negativity recently, it's mostly just been sideways price action, so we just kind of been hovering here, but it won't stay like that forever. Here's a post from Santiment just last night. Crypto market caps have edged up plus 0.5% over the past week, despite trading volumes dropping off negative 20.3% compared to the week prior. Highlight assets have included Flare, which I talked about yesterday. My God, it's taken off. Also RON, Link, Tau, and RNDR. Bitcoin continues seeing less attention as eyes turn to pumping altcoins. And there are a lot of analysts that said that this is actually what we should expect, so I'm not particularly surprised to see that play out. But King Bitcoin, as some like to call it, especially the Maxcoin little, maxi little, you know, the bitch-ass people, the maxi trolls, they call it King Bitcoin. But there is a possibility, and I see, look, Bitcoin leads the way. It is possible that Bitcoin is going to hit a new all-time high sooner than later. Now, I don't make predictions, so I'm not saying this is or isn't going to happen, but it's coming from chart analyst Credible Crypto, and this guy has a really high hit rate. No one's perfect, but I'm telling you, in terms of what his expectations are that he shares publicly, he's so frequently correct. So I would love for him to be right about the way he's leaning towards it. It's not like he's guaranteeing this literally, but he shared this Bitcoin price chart this morning, and he wrote the following. Green squiggle was from my last video update in the quoted tweet below, downside target tagged, and very nice reaction off that key level so far, targeting the local range highs at $43,800 for now. And it is fascinating to see, for those of you looking at the screen, this is what he was predicting more or less would happen. And it's pretty close to how things have unfolded since that point. And now he says the next part is a little bit more consolidation and then move to the upside. And he wrote this: for those who still think a new all-time high before the halving can't happen, it not only can, based on the technicals, but it's also very logical slash feasible based on the data below. Most here weren't around in 2017 and don't understand how quickly things can accelerate from a standstill like we are at now. And so, folks, that is true, and I've said this many times. Things can happen very fast in crypto. It seems like nothing's happening, a lot of consolidation, boring sideways chart action, and then just like snap of a finger, we're off. So one day that's going to happen. And as far as the data that he was referencing below, for the sake of time, I'm not going to cover it, but there was an analyst that was sharing some perspective on this very topic. And then there's also this from chart analyst Dark Defender, shared this XRP price chart, and he is very bullish, including in the short term. He wrote the following. Here is your update on the daily time frame for XRP. 5-wave corrective structure is completed, and the back tests are done. RSI is also oversold and had the break and back test. And come on, XRP, it is time for you to move. Hashtag Ripple. Yeah, can somebody just poke XRP with a stick to get it moving? It's like, come on, do something. You guys seen that meme, right? Somebody do that. Because in the meantime, what are we dealing with? Kind of ridiculous and sad sentiment. And it's not just in the XRP community, but I will say, the XRP community, I've been talking about this in recent days. My God, the sentiment is the worst I've seen in years. And I'm sitting here excited every day, like I'm not in misery. I'm thrilled that I hold XRP. I've been holding it for over 6 years. I cannot wait for the move to the upside, which I think is practically inevitable. Not literally, and I could be wrong, but I'm anticipating it's going to come at some point in the future once Bitcoin leads the way, which has always been the case in the past. But in the meantime, not so much. So there's this perspective shared by Crypto Insight UK, which resonated with me, and so I thought I'd share it with you. It reads as follows. I see and feel many in the XRP community capitulating. I see content creators throwing in the towel, saying, I can't hold it anymore. Also, he says almost, as if it's an emotional release. I've said before, and I'll say again, XRP is the hardest asset to hold. I'll also repeat this. The market doesn't give a S word about how you feel. And folks, that's exactly right. Look, XRP is going to go at some point in the future. I don't pretend to know when. And either you're going to have exposure or you're not going to have exposure to XRP when that happens. I'm going to have exposure. I will be patient as hell. But to the little babies out there that's screaming, I want my Lambo, no, shut up. Shut your stupid face hole. Like, just chill out. It's going to be okay, man. Like, the market goes when it goes. We can't control it. But it doesn't make sense being sad or negative or full of angst. It's like, you're part of just the most significant transfer of wealth in human history, and you can't chill out for 5 more minutes? Jeez. The market's obviously been heating up. Like, we're going to see some fireworks, I suspect. Anyway, and then he says, in fact, the worse you feel without seeing a significant drop in price, 50% plus in crypto, the more likely it is sellers are running out of steam and we are close to a move to the upside. Now, folks, that is a good point. Because you think about it, once we go from stages of euphoria down to, the greatest depths of despair, what typically is the case? You see coins down 70%, 80%, over 90%, right? Some over 95%. We're nowhere near that. But we still have this sentiment from some in the XRP community? Whew. I'm just saying that stands out to me. And yet the price is where it is. Sellers run out of steam. Yeah, that makes logical sense to me. And then he says, the same is true at the top. The better you feel, the more likely we are to be close to a top. This doesn't mean you should do anything from my talk here, but if you've been in crypto for a while, you know the above is true. No asset is different just because it's occurred over a more drawn-out period, and the market cares not if you own the asset or not. Spot on. Now to this, Netflix to air XRP Unleashed documentary, the inside scoop on Ripple and crypto regulation. So this is cool. Now, I didn't see anywhere noting when this thing's going to be released. It's possible I missed it. If you know when it's going to be released and I just missed it, please drop a comment below. I would love to hear from you, but I didn't see it myself. But presumably sooner than later, since they did just drop the trailer for this thing. Anyway, piece reads as follows. The XRP community is on cloud 9 as they finally glimpse the much-anticipated XRP Unleashed trailer, a documentary centered on XRP. The trailer teases insights into U.S. crypto regulation, Bitcoin ETF rumors, and the potential for the next bull run, exclusively available on Netflix. Polling results say 94% will watch this epic documentary. Here's how crypto reacted to the news. And by the way, folks, this will be nice. And I know it's just one little thing, but it'll be nice to have that many more people exposed to XRP, specifically because of Netflix. That is fantastic. I'm not saying it's going to do anything meaningful, but hey, every little bit helps, right? Jump into crypto. I feel bad for the people that have literally zero. That's why there's that campaign, so to speak, of get off zero. Whatever the right amount of crypto is for the typical person to hold, especially if you're just jumping in. I don't know what that number is, but it's not zero. So I agree with the concept of get off zero, like just experience it. Because again, there's never been an opportunity like this in all of human history. And that's just like the people that are skeptical. Look, it's good to start out skeptical. If you jump into crypto and you're skeptical, that means you're not an idiot. Of course you should be skeptical, but you should do your research. Don't be naive. And that's good. So it's good you're skeptical. Don't be naive. But there's a reason it's been here after 15 years. And if you think it doesn't make sense, you need to put in the work to understand why the rest of the world that is involved disagrees with you. Anyway, piece continues. ABS, a crypto expert, writes on X about the mega release of the XRP Unleashed trailer. He shares it with the community and starts a poll to see how many people want to watch the full documentary when it comes out on streaming services. Surprisingly, a vast 94.4% of the group was excited to watch the documentary to get the insight scoop. There should be inside scoop, but they wrote insight scoop. I don't know, I've never heard anyone say that before. On Ripple v SEC. Produced by Fruition Production, the documentary aims to dig into intricate details surrounding recent events involving XRP and Ripple. This includes the U.S. regulatory lawsuit, market turmoil, and Bill Hinman's controversial speech granting Ethereum a free pass. The documentary features discussions with prominent crypto influencers, financial advisors, Ripple personnel, and legal experts. And this was shared, this little trailer was shared by Tristan Leavitt, who is the president at Empower Oversight, the not-for-profit organization that has been pushing back against the SEC. Probably sounds familiar to you. And there you can see I froze the trailer right here at 1:49 in. You can see John Deaton there holding up, look like kind of like brass knuckles that say XRP Unleashed. And Tristan Leavitt wrote, excited to watch this on Netflix. As Empower Oversight has helped document, John Deaton is 100% spot on about regulatory capture 101 at the SEC, hashtag ETHgate. And here's what John Deaton had to say. He reposted that and said, I have no agenda except that I am sick and tired of regulators selling out to the highest bidder and not allowing a level playing field in this country. It's not even a case of a revolving door anymore. The FDA chair leaves and goes to Pfizer's board. The SEC chair drops a case against Apollo Group right after Kushner gets a $180 million loan from Apollo. And then the chair goes to be an advisor to Apollo. SEC ethics officials tells a director to stop violating the financial conflict statute, yet the director ignores the warning and continues violating the criminal bar, and nothing happens. And the public can't even get a simple letter of inquiry sent to the SEC from anyone sitting on the FSC, Financial Services Committee, in the House, or anyone sitting on the Banking Committee in the Senate. We live in corrupt times. Well, that's certainly true. So, I'm glad that this is going to be exposed to a much wider audience. I'm really looking forward to seeing this, and I'm willing to bet that pretty much all of you are as well. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.